It's a movie theater.
It's not just a theater. It's a shrine.
Come on, motherfucker!
When we were in that set, we were in there all day, every day for days, and it took me a long time to see every single drawing, every knife, every robe.
Definitely was a walk down memory lane. You just remembered all of it, from the garage door opening, you know, just everybody. Oh yeah, that's how they died. And oh yeah, I forgot about that. And look at that, that's the phone. And it was great. It was really clever to set it in a museum of all the other screams.
Oh, it's just like everything you love so much about being a fan, all the pieces of nostalgia, it made me want to watch all the movies over again.
Chad, this is Uncle Randy's. They've got everything.
Ghostface literally says at the beginning, who gives a fuck about movies? This is gonna be about the real killings and the real killers and stuff like that. And so it's not memorabilia from Stab, it's memorabilia from the other Scream films and what's come before. And we sort of loved the delineation between those two things. The original draft, it was a warehouse. I think it was a warehouse.
And what's so great about our directors is they really foster this collaborative environment. It's one thing we have a very high priority here is to create a work environment which is safe.
Sorry, Jenna, will you just take one step out just for this to point there?
And it's built on trust and respect, and everyone gets to express ideas, and nothing is locked in stone. And so we just let loose on, well, what else could this be?
Guy and Jamie wrote this great shrine in the script, but it was originally a warehouse. Michelle suggested a theater could be really cool. We loved that idea. We brought it to Guy and Jamie. They were like, oh, that's fucking great. That then led to the idea of there's something on the screen, which then leads to the idea of who the family is. I mean, it's just a good example of how all of the departments working together and trusting each other and loving a good idea no matter where it comes from just raises everything up and makes everything better.
It's a real theater. It's actually in operation, and it just had a fantastic look. And it references Scream 2, and it's a movie theater. Scream is a movie about movies, and so it really fit in thematically, and just visually, it was fantastic.
Is that the knife I was stabbed with?
Seeing photos of Sam in there, seeing photos of Mikey Madison, who was, you know, my best friend and Ghostface in the last film, it was kind of touching or almost a little bit emotional walking into the theater for the first time. And I don't know, I think we all kind of got chills. We saw it in the early morning too, so there's something about a theater first thing in the morning. It smells different, it's cold, it's just everything about the atmosphere was so fitting. And I think that also anybody who respects the franchise will have great admiration for that set. It's really, really incredible.
This place is amazing.
Yeah. And to see Courteney in there and to see Courteney as Gail looking at Dewey's stuff, I really felt the legacy and the impact of these films and the importance that they've played to so many people, and it just was creepy.
If this were a normal Stab movie, this would be the killer's lair.
And I mean, come on, the set designers, they did an incredible job. Props department, it looks amazing in there.
Hey, how'd they get all this stuff?
We started by doing a list of like all the victims of all the movies, how they were killed, what objects were super recognizable. You know, if you see this rope, you know Casey Baker. If you see this garage door, you think of Tatum. If you see this star, you think of Derek on the cross, or all the books from Gail. And we had a sculptor sculpt that green mask that was in Scream 3. Super big, long list, and then we split the work with all the departments. Props took a bunch of things to do, set dressing, had the more background elements, and then costumes came in.
Seeing on the stage, like, the 9 ghost faces that have been in the franchise and mannequins, it's just the creepiest. It feels like cultish.
So we had to create the original robes from all of them for the museum scenes, and there's a couple of people who sell them on Etsy. And so I actually, like, you know, had my research of what was in the film, but I cross-referenced their research to kind of fact-check in a way, because they go through everything with such a fine-tooth comb.
The set sort of shaped up, you know, the more we were getting into it, the more ideas popped. So we had a big document with all the elements and what kind of casing they were going to be put in. And did we have to break the case, not break the case? We build the case, we rent the case, and how you light those things, because we're like in the decrepit theater, which wasn't decrepit at all. But so we had our painters put a layer of like fake peeling paint, and it was really fun to do. Yeah, it was like the ultimate self-referential set. I think it was the most playful experience I had in terms of design. It was just like super rewarding.
Production designer Michel Laliberté, and every department from costumes to production design to lighting to rigging, I mean, it is just a feat of production that set became what it is. The level of detail in that set is painstaking.
Action. I mean, that was, I think, is the coolest set I've ever been on, period. You know, because obviously I'm a fan of these films. You see like Stu's party robe, which is my personal favorite out of everything. Stu's party robe, iconic.
Yeah, we did some fun things in the theater. You know, we talked about that as really a space of reverence. It's a space where, you know, it has artifacts from all the different films, you know, Stab, the film within the film. And, you know, we used some more kind of sweeping crane movements to introduce that space. Just really trying to give it that scope and scale and feeling like, you know, haunting and beautiful at the same time, and just has so many ties to the past.
And then she raises up and gets him in the mouth.
Matt and Tyler, our directors, you know, they're huge fans of Wes. I think Wes was a huge inspiration to them just in their directing career alone. But they are so visual. They're such great people. They're so open, and yet they know exactly what they want. They just keep elevating it, and they don't ride on their laurels of last time it was such a great film. They amped it up in every way.
Matt and Tyler make it fun to be an artist. Whatever instruction they give you on set or whatever direction that they have for you, it's always moving the needle forward. I'm always feeling like I'm getting better, and I'm closer to Chad every time I speak to them. So for what it's worth, I think they're great at their jobs.
Same routine usually as another director, but there's two of them. They work together great and are really cool directors to be, as an actor, to be directed by. And frankly, you know, kept ringing that bell, not make it real, but be a real person, even though, you know, you have to go by some stuff in your head that's utterly preposterous, of course, but that's half the fun too.
Working with Matt and Tyler, it feels very supportive, very collaborative. The way that they approach this is, no, we trust you. We vetted you, we put you through the ringer to get this job, and we trust you now. So give us your input. Let's work on this character. Let's build this character. And that's so special.
Being a DP, you know, really like working with directors who welcome your input, welcome your ideas, and collaborate, and that's what they're about. And they're like that not just with me, but with everybody on the crew, which I think is so cool. And I don't know, they just have a great energy and attitude, and you can tell how much they enjoy the process of making movies.
Matt and Tyler, the way that they operate sets, I think people tend to like them a lot because they're pretty chill and they know what they want, and they don't make things more complicated than they need to be.
The energy that a set has, it always starts from the top, and they have an expectation and a standard on how they want their sets to be run. And it's with respect and with kindness and with love, and that really does show. That is so apparent on the set. Everybody loves each other, everybody is a family, and they set a really high bar for future projects.
They really were hell-bent on making sure that we felt like a family, that we felt this togetherness and this camaraderie, and this wasn't just making a movie, this was having a genuine experience that was like unforgettable.
I think you just have to constantly remind yourself that the movie doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to everybody, and that's how you make the best thing. You invite other opinions, you invite collaboration into the process from day one.
For me, it's more the experience that I have on a job rather than the output, because, you know, obviously we all want to make a really good movie, but ultimately no one can take that experience away from me. So it's really, really wonderful to see the people that you love succeed, but then also to have such a successful experience and that translate onto screen.
It's so far the most fun I've had on a set. Sorry, James Cameron. But yeah, it's the most fun I've had on a set because it's like, been a fan. It's like everyone is so nice, and it's just every day is honestly like a dream come true for me to be working on a Scream movie, like running from Ghostface and all that. Like, it's awesome.
Anything can happen. And Ghostface is almost this like supernatural, undefeatable person until they take off that mask. If we're fortunate enough to make another one, it could go anywhere.
Sam. Coming?